Hello, coaches. Welcome to the Coach C Basketball Analytics Podcast. In today's episode, I want to talk about the balance between structure, analytics, and creativity, and why structure cannot come at the cost of creativity and facilitating players' performance. Structure matters, but only up to the point where it stops interfering with a player's ability to play the game and explore his abilities. Once it becomes too restrictive, it takes away instincts, confidence, and the ability to use skill in non-patterned and unpredictable ways. This is where analytics basketball is often misunderstood. The achievement of analytical goals at the offensive and defensive ends that can tilt the game happens when offense and defense are not predictable, and when the style of play facilitates players' performance and allows them to use their individual skills and creativity. Numbers do not create performance on their own. The selected style of play matters. Players need to operate in a setting that allows them to explore their abilities and characteristics, where they are empowered and trained to read the game and react instinctively and naturally. The selected style of play must enable individual and team analytical goals to be reached. The beauty of an analytical style of play is that it challenges traditional coaching by requiring the coach to be a facilitator, not a controller. As you listen to this, you may be thinking that today's athletes come with more vices, more distractions, and are harder to coach, that they are less coachable. That may be true or not. But the real question is this: do you believe that restricting their individuality and creativity with rigid structure will help you achieve elite performance or analytical goals? Or does it actually limit what you are trying to accomplish? Structure has limits. When structure denies creativity and individuality from being explored, players and teams become patterned and predictable, and that pattern and predictability favor teams with superior talent. When everyone plays the same way, talent wins. Analytics basketball is meant to bridge that talent gap and increase a team's chances of success against any opponent. But analytics can only tilt the game when teams are not predictable, when the style of play becomes patterned. Opponents anticipate actions, remove advantages, and analytics loses its power, making it harder to achieve the analytical goals that create a competitive edge. The achievement of analytical goals that can tilt the game depends on how the game is played. When the style of play avoids predictability and allows creativity, a data-driven approach becomes more effective. That is what gives the coach more ways to use the data and align strategies with game plan objectives that can tilt the game against any opponent. Style of play and structure should facilitate performance, not restrict it. Analytics should guide spacing, shot selection, pace, defense, and decision-making, but it should never remove a player's ability to explore his characteristics and play with instinct in the moment. When structure becomes too tight, players stop reacting and start forcing actions. At that point, analytics lose value because the game is no longer being played. It is being followed and robotized. Think about the final seconds of a game. Everyone is expecting a player's moment of brilliance to win it. Does that come from a patterned action, or does it come from the courage and creativity of a player reading the moment and making a play? In analytics basketball, especially at the elite level, players are trained as specialists of the sport. This is how it works in most countries and reflects an international school of coaching focused on skill development, decision-making, and game understanding first. Not in this episode, but training drills are equally important because they are where those skills, decisions, and habits are built. Our systems come second. When players are placed inside a disciplined framework that respects how they were developed, and they are trusted to make reads, performance rises. When they are placed inside rigid systems without trust, talent gets flattened and teams become predictable. This is where the separation happens. Mediocre teams use analytics and structure to control players. Elite teams use analytics and structure to empower them. The data supports principles, not scripts. It creates clarity, not predictability. Players understand why they are doing something, not just where to stand, pass, and run to. Most often, games at the elite level are decided in moments that cannot be scripted. Defenses are too good, scouting is too detailed, and patterns are exposed quickly. The teams that consistently win are the ones whose players are comfortable playing beyond the play, trusted and trained to adapt in real time. Well, coaches, that wraps up today's episode. Thank you for listening and for allowing me to share the lessons learned throughout my coaching journey. My hope is that these conversations help you think differently about how analytics basketball is employed and how structure and creativity can work together toward achieving data-driven goals that matter most.